Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei was in the world of solo leveling part 7. Before we start, please go support AndresFelipeSolanoDi for writing that awesome fanfic. Now let's begin. This is the translated version I made. There will be some wrong he or she calling here because it's translated, so let me clear this. Issei is a male in this story. Chapter 39. Problems increasing. In front of Issei was Vali, Kazuma's informant, while he saw all the underwear on the floor, impressed. Issei. The women who ran away. Vali. Yes, he was definitely. Ikeno. And to think that he would be your informant. Issei. They know him. Ikeno. There is no one in the world who knows him. He is wanted in many countries and more than one for sexual perversion against several women. Kazuma. Hey, that's a mistake. I've simply gotten into trouble for a stupid goddess, a perverted paladin and a crazy mage. Ikeno. How do you explain that you were forbidden to set foot in England because you blew up a castle? Kazuma. It's because of that idiotic magician Megumi. Issei. It seems like you have troublesome companions. Ali. It's true, Ikeno. Kazuma is a lucky boy, but his good luck is balanced by his rare team of women. Issei. Then let me see, he has been deprived of going to more than one country by his companions. Ali. If you know them you would know how clumsy they are, a goddess who causes various problems and is obsessed with liquor. Issei. I thought the gods were powerful. Ali. Issei, nothing is perfect in the gods. There is the saying of the good, the bad and the useless. She is that. Issei. The others can't be worse than that, right? Ali. That's what you think, a perverted paladin who loves to be humiliated and beaten. Issei. I need to process that. Ali. The last one is a mage who dedicated all her blood, sweat, mana and strength to studying a single magic and perfecting it. Issei. That doesn't sound bad. Ali. The bad thing is that her explosions are too big that they could destroy an entire city, and she tests them every day. Kazuma. It was difficult to find a place to vent, my money fell to the ground. Ikeno. Certainly his circumstances are surprisingly strange, even though he is innocent of what his classmates do, the cases of perverts are real. Kazuma. I am an informant, I presented them with photos of their husband's infidelity. I thought that if they want to pay with the same currency, I am available. After that, I used my ability and they ran away. Issei. Why hasn't Japan kicked you out of the country? Kazuma. My information is the best and it controlled the black market. Issei. Shocked, huh? Ali. If it is true, Kazuma is the leader of the black market, his luck is incredibly monstrous. Issei. I didn't expect it, so you control all the strong guys. Kazuma. Yes, something like that. Ali. Rather, they think that he is a powerful boy who even has a god as a vassal. Issei. That is, he remains the leader of the black market with a lie that he is someone powerful. Ali. Yes, basically. Ikeno. I'm curious because you haven't said anything valid. Ali. He begged me on his knees not to say anything because they were going to kill him. Issei. That sounds like something they would certainly do. Vali. Yes, it was certainly difficult to accept, but let's say it proved to be useful in collecting information for me. Kazuma. If it wasn't completely easy, more than once they almost caught me. Issei. Kazuma, yes, you really maintain an image of being strong on the black market, but the reality is that you are weak. How do they collect information? Kazuma. It's easy, they never suspect someone so weak, and since everyone knows me in a bad image, they cancel the suspicions because they don't believe that I have abilities, which they are wrong. Issei. Cunning boy. Kazuma. Thank you. By the way, Issei, truth rumors about you the weakest were roaming the black market. How did you become so strong? Issei. Well, I woke up red. Kazuma. I mean, you're just like me, a boy with monstrous luck. Issei. You could say. Ali. Well, changing the subject, you know why I came. Kazuma. Yes, and I must say they got into something big. Issei. How big are we talking about? Kazuma. Involves all types of beings and clans. Issei. Damn. Kazuma. More specifically someone, and we all know who the Cows Brigade is experimenting with the Sharingan. Issei. You know what they are looking for. Kazuma. That's right, they seek to create eyes beyond everything seen. Issei. That's it. Ali. Don't think that Issei, with the fusions of power in this world, has altered many abilities, and more than one of them have been restricted by their potential for devastation. Issei. Then it says that fusing the Sharingan with something else will give rise to something dangerous at unimaginable levels. Kazuma. Yes, I can confirm it for you. Ikeno. This is the responsibility of the Uchiha clan. They may not like hunters, but at least they are not the type to let matters like this pass by. Kazuma. The situation in the Uchiha clan and the other clans is complicated, things are tense, someone has killed their members. Ali. And I suppose that more than one of them had their eyes removed. Kazuma. That's where they get their materials from to continue experimenting. Issei. Hell, but those clans are so strong, they don't realize it. Kazuma. Because there is a traitor among them. Ali. I was afraid of it. Issei. Wait, stop this for a moment, how and why betray your own clan? Ali. It wouldn't be strange, the strange thing is that they haven't done it for a long time. Kazuma. I think the same. Bakeno. It's because of the rules, isn't it? Kazuma. Yes. Issei. The rules. Bakeno. Each clan has its line of right and wrong, as well as why and why to use its power. Kazuma. The Senju and Uchiha clan were the clans that were most at war for the position of the strongest clan. Bakeno. Over time they signed their peace. Many people dislike this, but it had its benefits. Kazuma. In other words, many of them were taken advantage of and with their benefits used that to harm the Senju, but with peace in the middle they could not act, just as many were dissatisfied. Issei. Many were satisfied. Kazuma. Exactly, the clan was divided and among its benefits was the Rinnegan. Ali. Don't tell me what. Kazuma. They haven't gotten one yet, but they are close, very close. Ali. Shit. Issei. I'm new here, explanation please. Bakeno. That's Issei, basically it's one of the most dangerous things in this world. Issei. What? Bakeno. By mixing the power of Senju and Uchiha, you know that after Sharingan its evolution continues Mangekyo Sharingan. Issei. Yes. Bakeno. Well, after Sharingan comes the Rinnegan, that eye is only obtainable between Senju and Uchiha, by mixing their blood and chakra. Kazuma. The most terrible thing is his abilities. If you think that the Mangekyo Sharingan is off the charts, you haven't seen anything. Issei. The situation is so serious. Ali. It is said that Rinnegan users are sent from the heavens to become a god of creation or, on the contrary, a god of destruction who destroys everything in their path. Kazuma. The greatest proof of this is that eye can revive the dead. Issei. Shocked, impossible. My shadows are souls of the deceased, but they remain dead, they are not living flesh. If that is true, it exceeds any capacity I have seen. Bakeno. But don't think it doesn't have a price, it steals your power and vitality until it kills you. Everything has a limit, life and death are things that we demons take with care. Issei. You say that because of the evil piece. Bakeno. Yes, once dead we can revive the person, but it doesn't come for free, obviously leaving their humanity aside. The fact that the Rinnegan has the ability to bring them back to life in the state they were in is a miracle among miracles. Ali. Then Kazuma, who is the traitor? Kazuma. Gulps. Honestly, when I got the information I erased all traces. I still don't know if I'm safe. Ali. Is that so much? Kazuma. I doubt being lucky means anything with him. Issei. But who is that person that has you scared? Kazuma. Madara Uchiha. Ali. Trembles everyone, it had to be him. Bakeno. Scared B, but why? Issei. Shocked. Guys, what's wrong with you? Kazuma. I'm glad you don't know him or that you have little information. Issei. Ignorance is sometimes a blessing. Bakeno. That guy. Ali. We must quickly inform the organization or the Gremory family. Bakeno. It's not possible, everyone is attending to important matters, they are so busy that I literally have not been able to talk to Riaz or her brother. Ali. Damn. Issei. Okay, what are we facing? Ali. Someone who can kill us. Issei. You talk about, Ali. Whether to kill us without the opportunity to fight with our current fighting level. Bakeno. Madara Uchiha prodigy in weapons, fighting and one of the best if not the best Sharingan user of all time, and of course Rinnegan. Ali. Remember that we once talked that there are powers that are not used in the world because they could destroy a country, because Madara applies for that. Bakeno. Even families treat him with care. Ali. I knew he was at odds with his clan, but he got to work with the Cows Brigade. Kazuma. The individuals of the Cows Brigade are special and dangerous. He sincerely asked me who is at the top of everything and what they will be able to do. Ali. Madara surely knows that his cover isn't going to work much longer. Kazuma. If that's why I take action, look for Byakugan, Sharingan, Rinnegan and Tensegan. Ali. Even the eye that sees the chakra networks and what would be for them their version of the Rinnegan, the Tensegan, but those eyes, unlike the Sharingan and Byakugan, you will not find in abundance throughout your clan. Kazuma. If he knows that they are limited and it is more that getting them requires serious fighting. Ali. This already involves the Uchiha, Senju and Hyuga clan, it could be a total war without quarter. Kazuma. Don't worry about that side, Madara will look bad and a traitor, but he will take refuge in the United States and well. Ali. With a whole guild of Avildors with power, touching it even for the clans will be impossible. Kazuma. Yes. Issei. Well Kazuma, tell me what Akeno wants. Kazuma. It's not him, this plan is not Madara's, this plan is someone more sinister who likes to experiment. I have someone in my sights, but he doesn't make such hasty plans. All for one doesn't act like that so lightly, unless it's a plan about another plan. No, I couldn't do something like that, or would I have to? Issei. Kazuma. Kazuma. Oh yes, sorry, I got lost in my thoughts. For now we are not to blame for who devised this plan, but what they are looking for from Akeno is her blood, or rather from all of them. They are looking for hybrids between species for the experiment, since they retain dual energies like fallen angel and demon, their nature does not repel each other. Ali. When it came to mixing energies there would be no rejection. Kazuma. And they are not leaving any energy out, they hunt every hybrid being. Issei. I understand, then they plan to create a special eye monstrosity. Kazuma. If they will fuse the 4 eyes that I mentioned and the energies creating new eyes, if he falls into Madara's hands, he would be a monster among monsters. Issei. This experiment should have started right. Kazuma. Yes, only with Sharingan and adding other energy, but it requires mana and chakra, since just opening your eyes consumes energy which led the person to die. Issei. Then what do we do? Akeno. Issei. Volley, please leave me. Chapter 40. Issei vs 50,000. At Akeno's words, the atmosphere became tense and serious as she spoke of being handed over to the enemy. Issei. Akeno. Akeno. Don't say anything, Issei. If they look for me, I just have to give up and go with them. This will result in more losses for you than for me. Issei. No, you are Ria's friend. I couldn't fail Ria's like that if I let you die. Akeno. Then you do everything for Ria's lowers head. I'm sorry, Issei, it's my decision, not yours, I'll see how to solve it. Leaves. Issei. Wait, Akeno. Kazuma. Issei, they told you that you are an idiot. Issei. What have I done? Ali. It's not his fault, he's not good at reading the environment. Kazuma. Anyway, I hope you can resolve this matter between yourselves. Ali. Where are you going? Kazuma. You know what a monster Madara is, of course I'll move to another place, I don't even trust being in one place anymore. Ali. Then I will accompany you. I want more information about what is happening. I feel like something is missing. Issei. Okay, I'll go after Akeno before she gets too far away. Leaves. Thus everyone would take a different path. Akeno, who left the black market, was in an open area far from the city. He had noticed the presences in the city and decided to fly out of it with his wings. Of course he knew that these guys would kill innocent people. They didn't care about anything other than accomplishing their objective. The means to do so are unnecessary and unimportant. After reaching the area, she descended, those guys followed her, it was normal, there was only an open field and trees, thousands of kilometers of trees, and in you, who seemed to be alone. Enti. The bird left its cage. Akeno. Leave the others out of this, it's me they're looking for. Enti. Like a certain black market, my men saw you leaving there. Akeno. So they were watching like I thought. Enti. Definitely, and to think that you would get information, damn, those damn ones are real rats. Akeno. I know the whole plan. Enti. So this makes it easier. Akeno. Easier. Enti. Initially we had an order to let you live because if you died you would be a needle in the butt, which made me upset. I wanted to kill you, but since you obtained information that you shouldn't, those above wouldn't complain if I killed you. Akeno. Then go ahead. Enti. However, the guy behind you wants to rip off my head. Akeno. Hey. Issei, who appeared from behind, looked at him, he had hidden himself with stealth. Akeno. Issei. Why do you come here? Just let me fix this. Issei. Akeno, they are going to kill you. Akeno. If you do it for Ria's I will. Issei. I don't do it because I want you to live and I won't let a pretty girl like you die. Akeno. Hey. After those words, his heart felt warm despite the situation, he felt the warm hug in his heart. Enti. Hahaha. Issei. What are you laughing at, you bastard, you're going to die. Enti. Snaps fingers, you think. At that moment 50,000 hunters would appear behind him through magic circles, among them some were elite demons and high-ranking assassins. Enti. I asked for reinforcements. Akeno. Issei, there are too many. Issei. Don't worry about it coming up. Impossible to summon shadows. Enti. Smiles. Now what do you think, there are 50,000 hunters, and this area prohibits mana, magic is denied. Issei. Shocked. What? Enti. There is a device in my possession developed by us, it nullifies all the mana in the area. The device is among one of us, so don't even think that I am so obvious and I will have it. Akeno. Impossible. Enti. I prepared in advance in case you could use magic. Honestly, when they knew it was you, they gave me all the support, those above them want you more dead because of the tournament, you don't know how much. Issei. This is bad, without my army we would only be Drake and I versus 50,000, we are at a numerical disadvantage, but smiles. Enti. Why is the smile on your face if you think we are at a disadvantage due to magic? Everyone here has physical abilities without mana consumption, the only one affected is you. Akeno. It's true, I can't use my magic. Issei. Hey, you know something, you rotten son of a bitch. After his words at high speed he appeared behind his men and began to cut them. Enti. Shocked, perhaps his physical strength is crazy, but he will give in. I have to stay safe. I have the advantage. I have to kill him first. I feel like he is too dangerous to let live. Killer. Keep it. Issei. Cuts his throat with his daggers. Demon. Where do I get the daggers from? Killer 2, that's not important, you have to kill him quickly. Bang. Shock. Burst. The abilities of his enemies were many, and among them there was no mana cost, as Enti said, however Issei devastated everyone with his daggers, even though some surpassed him in size, he gained in speed. Issei. Fortunately the system is not affected by this damn field and I can use my weapons. The bleeding effect has been activated. The paralyze effect has been activated. The sprint skill has been activated. Hort, bang. Issei was slicing everyone up mercilessly. He was using every arsenal possible, but it just didn't matter, the number didn't seem to decrease. Elite demon. This is going to hurt you. And at that moment 4 swords were stabbed into his chest, piercing his ribs. Issei. TCH tears off his head. He would make a circular turn to get rid of the enemies. The weapon stabbed into his ribs, apparently not passing through vital points. However, the bleeding would occur if he removed those swords. Issei. Stops he. Hi the Keno. Issei. Enti. You stay still and watch. Bang. The Keno would try to help Issei, but would only earn a blow to the face from him. Issei. Spits blood, it hurts. Enti. That's the bad thing about carrying a dragon, weapons that kill dragons hurt. Issei. Bastard. Enti. It is always better to come prepared to say you cannot use magic without mana. You are alone with your physical ability against an army of assassins, demonic weapons and dragon slayers. What a beautiful sight. Issei. Removes swords. Enti. Or not now, there is a hemorrhage. Issei. Status recovery. At that moment he would regenerate and immediately he would use swords and kill 10 of them with a sword to the head. Enti. He recovered from the hemorrhage. He has regenerative abilities, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't seem like he can do it again. His face says it all. Greg. We are at a disadvantage. Issei. The mode would be great for me. Greg. Well, it's a shame that it can't be possible. Issei. The base armor. Greg. The fact that you have me makes you weak against weapons to kill dragons. If you put on the armor it will only be worse. Issei. Damn, then support me with the gauntlet. Boost 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 booster. Demon elite. Everyone be careful. But his warning was too late, as a ray of light would shoot forward and what would remain would be bodies cut into pieces revealing their organs. Dominant touch has been activated. I would break some people's necks by turning them 360 degrees. Enti. It's very funny you persist and you know you can't win. The Keno. The number of enemies is decreasing, but they are too many even for Issei. If these bastards had not taken so many preparations, maybe Issei would have a chance, and they would not win. They had to play so dirty, because they knew that his skill is superior to theirs. Enti. Hey you, murderer. Yes, sir. Enti. Draw blood from her quickly. Murderer. Yes. He would take out a syringe and draw his blood. The Keno. TCH. Assassin. Thank you, it will help us. Enti. Go and hand over the blood, report what I had to do to the superiors, and that this girl will not live, also that the red one died. Murderer. Sure to report this, sir. Enti. He will die without a doubt, don't worry, now go away. Murderer. Yes. Issei. Drake, right now I need your chakra guide. Drake. It's not a good idea, mate, you're just learning to use the yin chakra. In a few quick movements he deflected the weapons and stuck them in the heads of his enemies. Issei. Drake fatigue increases, the number is still large, and no matter how many mates they keep coming. Burst. Bang. The situation was still a mystery. Issei gave his all, but his movements little by little were careful. He took advantage of the situation to train and improve in combat using his instinct, fearing that if he was careless, it would cost more energy which would increase fatigue. They were nurturing Issei in combat. Issei. Drake, we will do something crazy. Drake. I see that you don't plan to turn back. If you want to, that's how it will be. After seeing him from afar, he became desperate with every minute until his patience was lost. Enti. Seriously, Issei, for a bucking woman you face enemies, kill and are on the verge of death. You think that having those powers makes you someone special, right? Issei. These powers are not my powers. You know what my true power is that I never give up. After that he went in a straight line like a rocket. Issei. By the way, don't think I didn't see you hit a Keno. Enti. Block the way. He was scared, he could feel that if he got close he would die. He reacted to that fear. Elite demon. Stop. Issei. Buck decapitates him. He was literally decapitating everyone he crossed. Enti. Takes out his weapons, get away. He literally bombarded his companions behind him by throwing all his weapons to pulverize Issei. Burst. Enti. Exhales sharply. Issei. It's curious. After that action, Issei was behind him holding a Keno in his arms. Enti was scared. Enti. How? Issei. You know, it's funny, my intention was to rescue a Keno first, but, Enti. Hey. Issei. You are so scared that you are already on your knees before me. The Keno. Issei. Enti. Kill him. He quickly turned around, but to his bad luck, Issei's speed was fast and he ran towards the forest that surrounded the area, thousands of kilometers of forest. The Keno. Issei, they already took my blood. Issei. But they won't take your life. The Keno. Why are you doing this crazy thing? Issei. I don't know, I feel like if he acted logically and abandoned you, I wouldn't be myself. I wouldn't even be a man if he let a woman die, and even more so if it's someone who appreciated. The Keno. Baka. Issei. I know. Greg. What you ask me will be ready shortly but. Behind Issei the forest would begin to catch fire and he would be followed by Enti's men through the flames. Greg. They follow you quickly. Issei. That's the best you have. Enti. How long do you plan to protect that girl? Shock. Issei. Until your blood spills. You won't escape. But Issei increased his speed until he was out of sight. His fatigue was increasing due to that action and after a long journey he did so, leaving them behind giving him time. Issei. Ha damn. Ikeno. Are you okay? Issei. I can defend myself, but with that device that blocks mana you cannot use your mana and that is why you are more defenseless than me, for you it is better to hide. Ikeno. This is my fault. Issei. He's not, he's one of those bastards, because people like that exist, they'd be better off dead. Ikeno. What can we do? Issei. You will stay here and I will take them away, they want to kill me first after all. Ikeno. You're crazy. Issei. You're right, without my mana I'm at a disadvantage, however if I use chakra the tables could turn. Ikeno. For humans, chakra requires hand positions as an intermediary between that energy, only then do you use the so-called ninjutsu, senjutsu and jinjutsu, and you do not know any hand position for your type of chakra. Issei. I know but I have sacred gear, if I redirect the chakra through drag, maybe it can be used or generate something in my favor. Ikeno. You're crazy, you don't know what will come of it, you could kill yourself. Issei. Put her hand on his cheek and if as a man I let you die then what kind of man am I, a coward? Ikeno. Blushes. After those words he left her and quickly went towards the flames where all the enemies were. The forest was consumed by fire, the screaming weapons that wanted his life sounded, villain eyes looking at him from all sides with bloodlust. Issei. Enti. Something to say. Issei. Yes. Enti. I hear you. Issei. Buck you and get the hell out of here. Enti. Well then the damn dragon dies. Greg. It's ready. Issei. Only luck will decide. Greg. Now. Issei. Hey. After the imminent attack of thousands of enemies, his chances of living were low, or so it was thought. The yin chakra combined with Issei's dragon energy and immediately his body began to change as if it were crystal. Parts of his body broke and the chakra energy began to take shape. A metamorphosis was the most accurate word to describe such action. An imposing shape manifested itself, no one could say what type of jutsu it would be, but it was definitely something that Issei had created. Then a roar would come out of his mouth that would paralyze everyone. Enti. Paralyzed, what was it, what is it that? Everyone at that moment simply remained silent, no one dared to take a wrong step despite their greater number. Silence fell and only the sound of the fire could be heard. Issei's gaze rested on the sky as the horns above him emerged from his head and two large wings rose up. Issei. Yin chakra dragon jutsu form. Enti. What are you? Issei. Your downfall. Chapter 41. Always forward. In front of Issei was the enemy, but in his eyes he felt that he could see the world in a different way. As if he could feel the things around him more. Enti. What are you waiting for? Kill him. The horde of assassins and demons rushed at him. Their weapons made contact but could not penetrate his skin. Murderer. What is this? Demon. Why weapons should be able to pierce your skin. Issei. With something so weak you want to hurt me. Bang. Burst. Enti. Shocked. But Issei with a single blow killed 1,000 people, his gaze was indifferent as if he didn't care at all. Enti. Damn, attack all at once, it doesn't matter if there is crossfire, but kill him. Issei. After looking at his body, Issei's mind wandered. What is this? As if he were everywhere and at the same time nowhere. As if the earth, water and air will speak to me. Bang. Port. I can see his movements, all of them look as slow as a snail. And I move so fast like I'm following the flow of something. I feel like something is overflowing and filling my body as if my power will increase with every step. By seeing them I can feel or see ways to counterattack. I can move in small spaces that no one would have thought of. Passing between two swords when the success rate is low. Bang. Port. Burst. Enti. That is not possible, it is not possible, what the hell is this? In his eyes he saw Issei moving at a ridiculous speed, he was destroying an army of 50,000 men alone. His movement speed, perfect dodging time, and overwhelming strength that crushed many people's faces. Murderer. This is a dream, how is this happening? Issei. Yin chakra dragon claw jutsu. At that moment the hands, now claws, enlarged and crushed 500 enemies with one blow. Enti. Wait, I'll give you whatever you want, just stop, we'll leave, there's no reason for all of us to get hurt, right? Issei. Smiles, true, but I want to kill all of you. But the sadistic smile, his dragon-like pupils dilated with joy. And without seeing it coming he had cut off one of your legs. Enti. Hi, it hurts. Elite demons. Let's go, we must report this. Clearly escaping was a wise option, with so many Issei men he couldn't kill them all, until he saw a message on his screen. Issei. Smiled, so I finally killed the one who had it. Shadow army summoning is now allowed. Issei. Arise. Enti. Shocked. Enti was horrified, the men trembled, they could only witness thousands of shadows coming out of the ground. Issei. Guys, don't let anyone live. After those words, the massacre began, no one had a chance to escape. Igris sliced them all with ease, while iron crushed them insanely, even Tank devoured them and showed his fangs as his last sight of this world. 50,000 men perished before Issei and his army, a horrifying but at the same time beautiful sight. Enti. TUWH, what are you? Issei. You don't need to know where you're going now, you like hitting women, right? Cuts his hand. Enti. Haya, please stop, I will tell you everything. Issei. Seriously, puts his dagger on his leg, then how cooperative will you be? Enti. I will do what you want, but let me live. Issei. Runs his dagger across his face. Tell me about the experiment. Enti. Takes place in one of the Cows Brigade buildings. Issei. 1. Enti. We have many facilities in the United States, several high-ranking figures in the union are rich and can afford it, this one is specifically in Miami. Issei. A paradise place ruined by filth that is bad. Enti. Please. Issei. Tell me what the situation is. Runs his dagger across his eyes. Enti. We recently received the news that Madara obtained 2 Rinnegan eyes, the 2 missing Byakugan and Tensugan also obtained them. Issei. Oh, that does interest me, continue. Enti. Madara is being pursued by the clans, but catching him will not be easy, and his forces were partly directed in search of the stolen eyes. Issei. So the clan forces were divided and the experiment is already underway. How many days do you think it will take? Enti. I sent Akeno's blood with a partner, possibly I arrived in 1 day, and the experiment begins in 2 days, and on that same day it is completed whatever comes out of it. Issei. Damn, thanks. Enti. Then I. Issei. Sticks his dagger into his crotch. Enti. Hi. Issei. I will kill you with pain if that's what I do. Enti. Unfortunate. Issei. And look who's talking about the murder of innocent women. I don't know what seems funnier to me, that you ask for forgiveness or that you're such a scumbag that you think you deserve it. Enti. Buck you. Issei. You know you're going to die and you finally show your true self. Enti. Yes, I'm going to die, but you're more screwed than me. Issei. You say that for Madara, he is very wrong. Enti. Not for him, for you and Akeno so naive. Issei. What are you talking about? Enti. Ria's Gremory. Issei. Expands his eyes with rage. At that moment his bloodlust expanded so much that the air became very cold. Enti. Ha, that's a good expression. Issei. Because you mentioned her. Enti. Everyone talks about her in the Cows Brigade. Issei. What are you talking about? Enti. Do you really think that she is so kind and tender that she cares about her best friend and her boyfriend? Issei. Grits teeth. Enti. He asked me what your reaction will be when you know the truth. Issei. Decapitates him. After those last words her head would fly off and a big depraved smile would appear on her face. Issei's mind quickly generated doubts, but her head began to spin. He started walking towards Akeno's direction with those words. You really think she's so kind and tender that she cares about her best friend and her boyfriend? Everyone talks about her in the Cows Brigade. Walking over to her head simply spun more. Issei's form was reverting back to normal, while her head was still spinning. He asked me what your reaction will be when you know the truth. At that moment he arrived at Akeno, who was lying hidden, but when she saw him she ran towards him. Akeno. Issei. Issei. Spits blood. Akeno, I don't feel very well. Akeno. What the hell happened? Dreg. Akeno. Akeno. Red Dragon. Dreg. The cost of using the jutsu through me is paying the bill for him, and this time he has no way to heal himself. You will have to keep him alive, even I am paying the bill. Dreg's voice sounded tired and he fell asleep while Issei was slowly losing consciousness. Akeno. Grabs him by the shoulder. Don't worry, I won't let you die after all, you fought an army for me. He opened his wings in flight looking for a place where he could attend to him, and so it was a cave in the middle of a river. He quickly got to work, using his magic to make fire and looking for water to tend to Issei's body. Who was already with his lucid mind. Issei. It hurts, it's burning. Akeno. Holds his hand. Calm down, I will help you. Vision of the soul. Akeno Himejima, great skill in thunder and lightning magic, in addition to having an awakening ability that allows him to see the soul of the person, so he can know the situation of the body. In this case his vision was Issei, who saw numerous problems. Akeno. The mana and the chakra collide with each other, 2 opposite energies are fluttering. It must be because Issei used the chakra through his sacral apparatus, making the chakra move through the currents abruptly, and this caused a clash between the mana. Issei. Exhales sharply. Akeno. I don't know anything about chakra, I'm someone who uses mana as the basis of everything, but I do use my mana to direct his, and when the chakra moves suddenly, instead of colliding, continue in the same direction as the chakra to avoid collisions. Issei. Akeno. Akeno. However, directing mana in this situation requires physical contact with his back, but I am not an expert magician, and I cannot direct his mana normally. But there is another method of doing it, a method that is a priestess of thunder and Maiko. I know what to do, although it is the first time I do it. Sacred prostitution. Although people find it difficult to believe, sacred prostitution is enormously different from normal. In Japanese culture, doing this in some places means an act of pleasing a deity who comes to visit the mortal world. For this, you gave your body and soul to him. But for other parts of Japan it was a sacrificial ritual. You give yourself to the man to save his life or be one with him. But once you do this ritual you swear to death that your body will only be touched by him and no one else. Since in this ritual you give your virginity to him. A ritual where you swear eternal fidelity to a person. Something done by lovers in antiques to unite their lives even after reincarnation. Issei. Akeno, what are you? Akeno. Don't worry, I'll save you. She began to slowly undress, revealing her white body and her black hair. She let it fall, covering her beautiful back, leaving it loose, looking like a goddess. Slowly and delicately she began to undress Issei while she stood on top of him. She calmly looked into his eyes with a smile and tears, but she was not sad, she felt happy for some reason. Her pink nipples illuminated by the moonlight, stood out. Akeno Issei raised his hands to touch them. Issei, who was in a half-lucid state, touched them. Akeno, who moaned sweetly, was preparing to give him everything, and so he put his member in her vagina, and with a smile, he lowered her hips and entered. A scream came out of her mouth. It was her first time. Of course it hurt. A little blood came out. Her hymen had been broken. It hurt but it also felt pleasurable. She began to move slowly up and down her hips. Little by little they got used to it. When he felt the connection with Issei he could feel the mana inside him. The sensation at first felt cold, but as it passed he could feel her warmth as if he was opening to her. Using her connection, he introduced her mana and guided him so that he would not cause the shock. Little by little he relaxed. Akeno pressed his body to Issei's, being able to feel all his information, his warmth and essence. The moon witnessed such a pure act performed by Akeno. Issei began to stabilize. After several moments, Akeno and Issei came together, finishing the act. Issei had fallen asleep. Akeno snuggled up to his side. And he gave her a gentle kiss on the cheek. A few words came out of her before she fell asleep. Thank you for defending me, my dear king. Her dream came to both of them until the next day where the sun was already lowering itself to the horizon and illuminating the cave. The rays descended towards Issei's eyes, who stood up. Issei. Hey. Greg. You finally woke up. Issei. It seems like I'm still alive, which I'm glad to know. His eyes were still blurry, in fact it was annoying until his vision cleared to see the river in front of the cave. Greg. I guess you already know what happened. Issei. I don't exactly remember that I looked for Akeno and found her. Greg. Yes, you started to see everything clearly and you felt like everything was unreal. Issei. How do you? Greg. I was conscious for moments after I fell asleep, but like you I can deduce what happened by looking at the situation. Issei. Seriously, Greg. Of course I told Akeno what was happening to you. I took you here to cure the side effects, since it was a safe place. He lit the bonfire on your right side. Issei. Then where is Akeno? Greg. Look to your left side. Issei. Hey. At that moment Issei saw that Akeno was naked next to her, she had her hand on her chest, and she was curled up next to him. Greg. Anything you want to say? After a lot of thinking the only words Issei could think of were, what the hell happened last night? Chapter 42. Heart. Issei was simply speechless, he didn't know what had just happened, she had Akeno naked next to her, and he had also realized that she had no clothes on. Akeno. Rubs eyes Issei. Issei. Akeno, you're fine, you're not hurt. He expressed concern first and foremost, after all his memories of what had happened were limited to the battle, and he began to check that he had no injuries without considering the situation he was in. Akeno. Yes. Issei. Sorry, I forgot he was naked. Akeno. It doesn't matter, I would like to explain the situation to you first of all. Issei. Okay. Akeno. You were going to die from the chakra that ran violently in your body. Issei. I guess my current situation you saved me. Akeno. I am an angel and a demon, but I use my power based on mana and demonic energy. I don't know anything about chakra, because of that I could only help you with my mana. Issei. I understand, but how does that relate to this situation? Akeno. Directing mana with back and hand contact would be enough for magicians, but in my case I am not an expert magician. Issei. Then for this you required closer physical contact. Akeno. In other words, we had sexual relations. Issei. I imagined it, so I already. Akeno. If you are no longer a virgin. Issei. But sleeping with me saved my life. Akeno. Sacred prostitution. Issei. That's it. Akeno. Although her name sounds bad, it does not mean what you think. Sacred prostitution is a technique in which the woman offers herself body and soul to the man to save him as a priestess or Maiko of thunder. I know the ritual. Issei. I know it's in body, but exactly what does it mean to offer yourself in soul? Akeno. My life, existence, everything belongs to you. I will never be able to fall in love with another person, just you. Even if you die, I will live alone forever without seeking happiness, and then I will die waiting for our souls to meet. If reincarnation exists, although I am a demon, I don't believe that exists for me. That means sacred prostitution, giving your body and sacred that deserves exceptional respect, devotion, and cannot be offended, in other words divine love. Issei. Because you did that crazy thing, you gave up your future happiness for me. Akeno. Puts her hand on his cheek. Don't give up anything if a man will fight for a woman with 50,000 men. What an idiot the woman would have to be to not fall in love with that man. Issei. Akeno. A kind man, who accompanied a woman, helped prepare a gift for her mother. She gave him a beautiful necklace, touches her neck, and saved her from being horribly murdered. Issei couldn't say anything against her words. He would be lying if he said he wouldn't be attracted to someone like Akeno. She was beautiful. That loose black hair attracted him. He sincerely saw Akeno as a woman. Akeno. Issei. Akeno. He quickly pounced on her, getting face to face. Akeno. Issei, what are you doing? Issei. Akeno, I want to do it. I want to be conscious and do it with you this time. I want to be one with you, smell your hair, caress your soft face and take you hard. After those words, Akeno shed a tear of happiness and opened her arms. Akeno. Come with everything. After her words, the act of love began. Issei slowly caressed her breasts and lowered his mouth to nibble her nipples. Ah, moan came out of her mouth. He was getting excited. She put her fingers in her mouth to cover the noise. At that, Issei removed his mouth from her chest and said, "Don't hold them back, you sound beautiful." Akeno did so and let herself be taken away. She began to moan with fierce pleasure. Issei, what are you doing? Issei had picked her up and looked at her in front to tell her, "I want to enjoy everything about you." She fiercely grabbed her butt and put her face to face with the wall of her cave. She took her fingers to her vagina and introduced them slowly to move them. "Ah, hey, be gentler. You say that, but you're already so wet." He moved her fingers faster, while Akeno writhed in pleasure with her other hand on her butt. She brought her mouth to his lips and felt her tongue meeting his fiercely. Her saliva was devoured. Her fingers were quickly about to do their job down there. "Not if you move them like that, I'm going to." Ah, the liquid came out of her vagina and she slowly began to drip. "It looks like it's already wet down there." Akeno put on a smile and looked him in the eyes, saying, "Come on." So Issei slowly introduced her member, penetrating her. The movement and the rhythmic beat was beautiful. She could feel Akeno's warmth. Akeno. Issei. He had lifted her up, pretending to let him contemplate her entire body in the open air. Although it was certainly an area where there were no people, it was still hex in the open air. He went out to the river and Issei made her see herself in her reflection. Issei, this is it. Akeno, you like it when I hit you very hard. If you give me everything. But those quickly perverted words, the movements were faster. Akeno, I come. Issei, do it inside, I'm coming too. After that, both of them came at the same time. Issei slowly took out his penis and walked next to Akeno into the water. Issei. Akeno. You have no objection to another round. Issei. No, nothing. After that, Issei and Akeno would return to the city, a journey that was easy because they both flew on the way and talked, of course. Akeno. Issei, what we did. Issei. If something happens. I did it wrong. Akeno. Wasn't it fantastic, moves his hands. Issei. Then what happens? Akeno. What would I be for you if you laugh is in your heart too? She showed doubts. After all, she took the virginity of her friend's boyfriend and had sex with him again, declaring pure love. Issei. That's it, my other girlfriend and my future wife who I want to spend my life with. Akeno. Hey, but you laugh if she finds out that. Issei. Don't worry, I talked to Riaz about this topic before she left, and after the tournament I would accept that he had more wives. Apparently my sisters mentioned that when I was little I wanted to be king of the harem, and in one way or another, Riaz just told me not to neglect never to the woman who was going to drink and who had moderation with a number of women, although I don't know why he said it. Akeno. I was worried about nothing. Issei. I wouldn't say that. Akeno. What do you mean? Issei. I don't know how she's going to take the fact that you took my virginity. Akeno. I'm sure she'll have a funny expression for me. Issei. Bad luck is not for me. When we arrived at the city I found Vali waiting for us, although the atmosphere was gloomy. Issei. Vali. Akeno, I know you've been through a lot, go rest, I have to talk to Issei. Issei. Hey. Akeno. Okay, but I have a lot of questions, the situation doesn't look good. There were many suited agents in the area and they did not appear to be from anyone or an organization I knew. Vali. I'll tell you later. Akeno. Okay Issei, come visit me when you can, smiles. She would leave, leaving Issei and Vali alone to talk. Issei. Vali, what is happening? Who are these people? Vali. They are intelligence and espionage agents belonging to Grigori. Issei. I never heard of them. Vali. They belong to the Grigori/dog branch. Issei/dog. And what happens? Ali. First of all, I will tell you the situation. We found many corpses, most of them murderers, demons, etc., and I knew it was you immediately, so my concern about whether Keno was okay was unnecessary, but so many corpses would draw a lot of attention, I couldn't allow it, and Grigori, the main leaders are missing, not just them, the big families, all of them. Issei. Where are they? Ali. The most important ones show no trace, and the others simply work on something with the government on the island of Japan. The point is that something big is happening, Azazel is not one to stay silent, unless it's an important issue. Something big is happening, so call/dog for some men to extract everything he can from those corpses. Issei. There is no need to kill Enti, and he told me that the experiment is in Miami and will be done after 2 days. We just have to inform someone who can take care of this problem, so that we don't draw more attention than necessary. Ali. I understand, it's just not that easy, this experiment involves someone. Issei. Anyone? Ali. I got a lot of information that is related to the Cows Brigade. Issei. That's good, isn't it? Ali. Yes, for a moment it was, until there was a list with names of members. Kazuma, who was with me, we checked it was difficult to get that list, even now they could be alert, it's dangerous. Issei. You're not one of those who cares about safety, Vali, something else is bothering you. We can take care of the problem, right? Ali. No, if that person is romantically involved with one of us. Issei. He. Vali. What do you want to tell me? Vali had a difficult face, he didn't want to say it, but he had, even knowing that it was going to be difficult, but he hadn't gotten more information on how or why he could simply say it based on the facts. Ali. Issei. Please calm down with what I'm going to tell you. Issei. What's happening, Vali? Ali. Riaz Gremory is a member of the Cows Brigade Guild. Creek. Issei. He could feel something hard cracking, leading Issei to place his hand on his chest. After hearing that revelation, the memories of the words spoken by the deceased to you would resonate in your head. You really think she's so kind and tender, that she cares about her best friend and her boyfriend. Everyone talks about her in the Cows Brigade. Issei. Hey, she asked me what your reaction will be when you know the truth. Ali. I'm sorry. Issei was writhing with anger, pain and remorse. Vali showed a complicated look at the situation. At that moment, Issei felt enormous pain in his chest due to such a revelation, confirming Enti's words before dying. He held his chest in frustration, it was a hard blow to love. Issei. Okay. Ali. Yes. Issei. I'm awake. Ali. Yes. Issei. Then why I feel that in just a few seconds this turned into a horrible nightmare. Ali just lowered his head and didn't look at his friend's face. He didn't know what to say to her, since it's a situation you never want to experience. 2 days later, in my mind I kept thinking about what happened, but I couldn't continue regretting it, and what I had to do was first tell the truth to someone important to me and supposedly to Riaz. Issei. Akeno. Ara hugs him. I didn't think you'd come back to see me so quickly. Issei. Akeno. Issei. Issei had a serious expression on his face, his mind wandered the words, he bit his lower lip hard. Issei. The people who persecuted you for your blood. Akeno. Yes. Issei. In the middle of the investigation to obtain more information about the Cows Brigade, we discovered, or rather Vali and Kazuma discovered, a list of the members of the Cows Brigade. Akeno. And that has to do with me. At that moment he was about to say it, but his tongue was stuck now that he was with Akeno, and 2 days ago they lived an intimate and loving moment together. He would have to destroy that happiness, but he had to do it. Issei. Riaz. Akeno. Shock. No. Issei. Riaz Gremory is with them. Akeno. Falls to the ground. Lie. Not knowing what to do for her was a hard blow, and her condition was very unstable. She trusted me. She knew that I wouldn't lie about something like that. But she was her best friend, a betrayal of that kind was between believing it to be false and accepting reality. After saying that I didn't have the face to see it and I went to the black market, I entered a bar and there was Kazuma as a bartender. Apparently it was a way to get information, so I sat down, I simply ordered drinks. I wanted to feel a strong flavor, at least to not to think about the above, but it was impossible. I kept thinking. Issei. Give me another drink. Kazuma. Are you sure about this? Issei. What do you mean? Kazuma. I know that look from this job. It's the look now that I betrayed me, but I loved her, so I have to kill her, or I have to have hope when there is none. Issei. Well, you know about this better than me, some advice. Kazuma. You know that, if you have received bad news and everything is going from bad to worse, just keep going. Believe me, I know more than anyone what it means to fail, so when everything is screwed up and the world is falling on you, just be the same pervert as always. Smile. Issei. Sigh. I appreciate that you try to cheer me up, but it won't work. She is my girlfriend, and it hurts. I have never doubted until now, but because I doubt. Kazuma. Issei, you and I are human, doubts like this are extensive, we never really know what we have to do until we do it. Issei. That's not an answer that tells me what I should do. Kazuma. I know I don't have the answers you're looking for, but maybe you'll find them yourself. Issei. What are you talking about? Kazuma. I think logically based on previous facts, if she betrayed you then she said something to the compromising enemy, if it was like that because they didn't use it, or because they didn't ask for you to be eliminated, the proof that you are here alive and without any present problem is who hasn't said anything. Issei. Shocked, you mean there's something more to this? Kazuma. Totally, Akeno hasn't been able to contact the Gremory because they are busy, and Riaz went to the United States to join a gang of villains after starting a relationship with you, it doesn't make sense. Issei. Damn. If I believe in it then it could be true. And I would be happy. Kazuma. And if you fail you will feel despair, those are your options, and that is what it means to be human, to live every day of your life without knowing that when you open the door you can find a bright light or a deep darkness. Issei. Takes out the money, keeps the change, and thanks for the advice. Kazuma. You're welcome. Issei. If Riaz betrayed us, I'll have to be ready to do what I have to do. Kazuma. And if not? Issei. I'll punch her in the face for doubting her. Kazuma. No wonder. Issei. Well, if you'll excuse me, I have to get everything ready. Kazuma. Are you going to take a vacation? Issei. This is a recommendable place. Kazuma. Good luck in Miami, enjoy the United States. What no one imagined was that the events that were going to occur there would drastically change the destiny of the world. Chapter 43. Events in the clans. 10 p.m. night, year 2055. Days before the events that occurred to Issei and Akeno. Location somewhere in the mountains. The moon was shining, the landscape shown was a small village in nature where apparently a clan logo was seen. In this the shadow of a person was shown. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I was ordered to keep an eye on Madara because of my brother's suspicions. Or rather, the strong suspicions of him, although his authority is weakened, authority is authority, he has a certain control in the clan, blaming him without further ado would have great consequences, so we cannot be careless. Sasuke. Madara always leaves at this time quickly, it started to become a routine, and he is not one of those who have routines. He was in front of Madara's house, it was obvious that he would have his trusted soldiers, but something was not right. Some of them, more specifically those from the interior, I had not seen in the Uchiha clan. Demon. Because we have to come watch this human, medium-grade demon. Do not speak out loud, he may be human, but prioritizing his safety and ensuring that no one enters is the most important thing. Furthermore, that human can kill us if he likes, so I advise you to be a wise demon and guard your words. Sasuke. Demons. What do demons do in the Uchiha clan? This is strange. Demon. I'm sorry sir, but it's so strong for security. Mid-grade demon. Basically just to use as a shield if something goes wrong and they start a surprise attack. Demon. How can we accept this? Medium-grade demon. Shut up idiot, it's better that you do nothing, you know very well that the Uchiha clan are not normal humans, and that this is better than disobeying Mr. Rizavum. If you think that being a meat shield is bad, you haven't seen what he does. This is a relaxed job bought with its punishments. Demon. Putting it that way, you're right, it's better to swallow everything. Sasuke. Rizavum, but he is from the Cows Brigade Guild, if his men defend Madara, then he is definitely the traitor. Sasuke walked carefully along the ceiling beams. His ninja training had given him an exceptional ability for stealth. That's when he arrived at Madara's room. Madara. I want to be the first to have that creation when it is ready. Sasuke. Creation. He noticed the argument with Madara, but due to the angle he couldn't see the person, there was nothing else besides the angle. Sasuke. Fog. A fog jutsu surrounds the room, Madara takes measurements, he must be using the Sharingan to be able to see through this fog. The conversation that was taking place, Sasuke was listening to everything calmly while he controlled his entire body, his breathing, his entire breath. It was Madara who it was if he used chakra near him, he would detect it and go on the offensive, basically he couldn't even move to make a noise, leaving him at the mercy of his physical abilities, which for the Uchiha was something easy considering his training, even so he was nervous. How many seconds would it take for him to incapacitate him? The more time passed, and he thought of ways to attack, because his imagination could not find any that would allow him to attack mortally. Then he remembered the words of his brother Itachi, Madara is another level. After a certain amount of time passed, the conversation ended, although he could not see the person, he could hear the important evidence that determined that he was the traitor. Madara. Now getting the eyes of the Hyuga clan will be complicated, but it is not impossible, of course, I suppose my cover will not be able to remain any longer. Sasuke. I must go quickly. Madara. Then I think I have to order my priorities as to what to attack first. At that moment a demon would arrive to transmit a message. Demon. Sir, I have come to report that the clan members will meet tonight at 12 p.m. The guards asked me to pass that message on. Madara. Thank you, I think I'll perform tonight. Sasuke. I must warn the others. At that moment Sasuke left and Madara looked at the ceiling with a smile. Demon. Everything went as expected, sir. Madara. I knew that Itachi would send someone to watch me, but they are so stupid that they don't realize that my entire house is on a detection jutsu that tells me when a person crosses my domain. Thanks to that the person can believe that I can't detect it if you only use physical skills. How wrong are you, demon? But it's okay to let it go like this. Madara. Okay, they will think thanks to the boy that I will go attack, and that's how it will be, but first I must take care of small annoyances with the Hyuga. Demon. Will attack the Hyuga clan lord. Madara. More specifically, I will look for the eyes I need and I will leave. Demon. Shall we prepare your weapon, sir? Madara. Yes. At night Madara would leave his family at 11 p.m., having only 1 hour to return without knowing that it would bring many conflicts. Hyuga clan. The cherry blossoms fluttered. A beautiful woman was seen, Hinata, the princess of the Hyuga clan. Behind him her father accompanied her. The Ashi Hyuga, the leader of the clan. Hinata. It seems like a beautiful night, no father. The Ashi. Yes, honestly, in times like these, enjoying quiet nights is the best. Hinata. How is he? The Ashi. He. Ha. The young man of the Uzumaki clan is being treated well by our clan, he adapts better than I thought. Hinata. I hope I managed to convince the entire clan. The Ashi. Yes, I wanted to. Hinata. Seriously, father? The Ashi. The monsters that come out of the portals threaten the world every day. A disaster can happen, and human lives can be at risk. Certainly the clans decided to stay out of it due to the past accident against a guild, but that accident does not represent all the clans, nor should it, and if we have power we have responsibilities. Hinata. He wants to unite all the clans and fight alongside the hunters against those monsters, and whoever threatens this world, I think it is something very noble. The Ashi. But it is easier said than done. Many are doubting why he is in contact with the yokai. If the relationship between clans and hunters is tense with the clans and supernatural, not even adequate trust has been forged. Hinata. I understand that we cannot trust blindly, but we can trust gradually based on his actions, and now he has shown us that he is a good person. The Ashi. You have fallen in love with him, right? Hinata. Blush what me too. The Ashi. He has come to the clan more than once, and he has sincerely spoken to you. It shows that he likes you and that he loves you. I think that if mutual feelings connect, nothing should separate them. Hinata. That is very wise, father. The Ashi. We will also obtain benefits when the Uzumaki and Hyuga clan become one. Sealing jutsu and financial support, the family will grow in many ways. Hinata. Father, you are looking for benefits with my happiness. The Ashi. And no, your happiness is important, but if it brings wealth to some of us, don't you think it's better to share? Hinata. Sigh, he will have a difficult time as your son-in-law. The Ashi. And when you have thought about telling him what you feel, if you really want to tell him that you love him, say it quickly. You never know when it may be too late, and love is the hardest thing in life. Hinata. I understand. Madara. Oh, what a nice father-daughter talk. At that moment, Hinata's father stood in front of her daughter to protect her as soon as he heard the unknown voice and saw the person activate the Byakugan. The Ashi. Angry, what are you doing here, Madara? Madara just looked at them, raised her fist and showed what she had in her hand. Hinata. Shocked, ha vomits. The Ashi. Angry, you. Two eyes in perfect condition but forcibly removed from someone from the Hyuga clan were shown in his hands with traces of human skin, showing the brutality with which they were removed. Madara. I would like to know where I can find the bearer of the Tensugen. The Ashi. What are you planning? Madara. It's obvious, I'm going to gouge out his eyes. The Ashi. I'm not talking about that, you understand the repercussions of your current actions. Madara. Oh, of course I do, but you tell me if I give a damn what I'm doing. After all, tonight I will also attack my own clan. Just go through the Hyuga first, since it is more annoying to have Uchiha trackers than Hyuga. The Ashi. You. Madara. Before you think about fighting, think carefully about the person I did this to. He couldn't make a single noise. Of course, you are different, but if we started a fight here and now, you could say that your daughter and clan would come out unscathed. The Ashi. Damn, Madara. I'm the one holding the hostages here. A smile appeared on his face since it was true how many area and high-ranking jutsu he knew that could devastate an area, and by the rapid use of his jutsu, how many unsuspecting people in his clan he would manage to hurt, especially boys and girls barely in stage of training. The Ashi. Sai, Hinata, stay behind me always. Hinata. Yes, father. The Ashi. Why do you want the Tensugen? Madara. That is my business, and since I am kind I will only snatch 6 eyes from their respective bearers. The Ashi. Then you come to the wrong place. Madara. I don't think so, because if I leave without having what I want I will take lives with me. The Ashi. Not in the term that I will put that eye before my clan, I mean that you came to the wrong place because in the clan you will not find the Tensugen. Madara. Huh. Old man, do you want to see my face? The Tensugen is basically what a version of the Rinnegan would be for my clan. I know its capabilities and that it is only developed in the Hyuga. Hiashi. You are not wrong in that aspect that it is only created in our clan, but have you ever heard of its way of creation? Madara. Maybe. Hiashi. Just like you, we require means to achieve the Rinnegan with the Senju, but in a different way it is more similar to the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Madara. Surprised I see, I came looking for many, but I would be very disappointed, right? Hiashi. It is possible to manifest the Tensugen by combining the chakra of two Hyugas, but one of them will lose his eyes as they will become useless, and the other will gain the Tensugen. This practice was stopped generations before me to avoid more sacrifices within our clan. Madara. I see the piece of the Hyuga made them lose one of their great powers, but I didn't come here to leave disappointed, and you know it. Hiashi. I know there is a Tensugen kept in a place where it is preserved, the eye in case of war between clans. That eye is authorized to be used for the leading family of the Hyuga clan. Madara. What is the location? Hiashi. Sleeping cliff right at the top. Madara. Thank you. At that moment he would get behind Hinata at such a high speed that the father could barely react. Hiashi. Damn. Madara. If you move, he'll cut his neck. Hiashi. I mean the truth is there. Madara. I know but she has pretty eyes. Smiles. Leave Hinata alone you damn Rasengan bastard. At that moment, Madara would release it and an explosion would be generated. Madara would come out of the smoke and the boy's shadow would be seen. Potato weapons are very useful for these occasions. Madara. He asked me what a member of the Uzumaki clan is doing here, or rather what the most famous person of him and with the position of the next leader is doing here. It is not like this. Naruto Uzumaki. Chapter 44. Evil has no end. In front of Madara was Naruto Uzumaki, a member of the Uzumaki clan. In his mouth he held what appeared to be a weapon with a special seal. Hiashi. Naruto as. Naruto. In a previous meeting I taught Hinata the mark of the god of flying thunder jutsu. That mark allows instant transportation to a previously marked location. Hinata. Now I remember the clothes I have. Naruto. Do you remember well I accidentally marked the clothes you wore that time when I showed you the mark, as my father says the mark does not come off and remains forever, and if you want to take it off the means are not normal. Madara. To think that Minato would teach you that, but it is thanks to the Uzumaki teaching him sealing techniques that he created a jutsu like that. Naruto. I heard Hinata's screams more than once. I don't need to know why you're here if I see those eyes on your hand. Madara. Well boy, how do you think this will turn out? Naruto. There is no need to even hesitate, after all you will be expelled thanks to Itachi from the Uchiha clan. Madara. Maybe hahaha, so that was why that unfortunate man took away my authority because of you. He started acting like that because of you. Naruto. I had contacted the Uchiha before the Hyuga. They had already warned me that you would be a problem. Itachi devised a plan to weaken your authority. Believe it or not, I have good relations with the Uchiha. I just don't go to their clan as the Hyuga for you. Madara. Do you really think you can do that stupid thing about uniting the clans? Naruto. The clans have remained out of conflict with the portals for a long time due to many incidents in the past. I think it is a waste to lock us up without using our gifts with chakra to help. I want to work hand in hand with the hunters and the supernatural. For this, the union with the clans it is a goal to achieve. Madara. Do you really think you can achieve it? Naruto. It's easier if we have a common enemy, the portals and you. Madara. You're still not at my level. Naruto. I'll try it now. Shock, shock, shock. Naruto quickly gave quick kicks, but Madara easily deflected them with his hands. His eyes could predict those movements. Hiashi. Madara's skills show no sign of wear and tear over time, but so many years have passed, old people like us should be weakened, something is wrong. Madara. Smiles. Shock, shock, shock. Bang. Hinata. Naruto. Naruto. Spits blood, not bad for an old man. Madara had managed to hit Naruto in a vital spot with a light blow of his fist. Madara. The young generation is a waste. Through war we become stronger. The fight between clans served to strengthen us every day. Battles to the death. You enjoyed your meal, knowing that it could be the last. Honestly, peace is not necessary. If they wanted peace they would have been submitted by me. Hiashi. So what, allowing the blood of children and women to be shed by war? There are more methods to strengthen oneself than war. Madara. But war is the method that gives the best results. Hiashi. You really don't think about the number of lives that will be lost. Madara. No, old man, you're right, I don't think about quantity but quality. Naruto. Enough talking nonsense. Madara. Looks at him. You can't beat me, and you can't use that power, the red chakra. Naruto. How do you know? Madara. Since I'm going to leave here anyway and I'm not going to come back, I can say it with confidence. I joined the Cows Brigade Guild a long time ago. Naruto. Shocked you? Madara. It's normal, the reputation of that guild gives a lot to talk about, but it's certainly a place of strong guys who don't hesitate to do what's necessary. It's fair to me, I don't even dare say that I'm the strongest there. Hiashi. Now I understand, the eyes are for experimenting, they are orders from your guild. Madara. Our guild has its ways of infiltrating and obtaining information. Naruto. This is bad, the yokai, the demons, the fallen angels, these guys know about the secret projects. Madara. That's right, and we know that you, Naruto Uzumaki, intervened after the creation of the Nine Tails years ago. Hiashi. Creation of the Nine Tails that no longer exists and is the yokai leader. Madara. Unfortunately it was a failure, the yokai leader is the best in chakra control, we captured her many years ago to experiment, but Gremory and Grigori intervened and rescued her in turn, our creation, a fox, no. We cannot call it a fox, since it is not a solid form of life, a male spirit of the Nine Tails, since it cannot manifest physical form, unless not without a carrier, was created, and the clans were also there that day, due to suspicions of intervention of their own from people who use chakra, in other words Naruto. We never found the culprit that day. Sasuke even felt that he must be a great expert to cover his tracks. Madara. And I was, but what surprises me most is that while the factions were saving Yasaka, the yokai leader, the clans who were ordered to destroy the copies of spirits created from 1 to 9, did not do so. Hiashi. From 1 to 9. Madara. Yes, each one with one more tail until we reach what is the spirit of the fox, a new form of life, as you will see, we had many failures until we made an exact replica of the creature. We saw it as a means, source and power of the chakra, as you will see. We are short of information in the Cows Brigade, and I can't go out much without alerting people my existence would be noticed that I was missing. At that time I had to remain undercover, so they didn't know anything about the chakra without me. I'm glad to end the farce. Hinata. Why didn't they destroy the copies? Naruto. The leaders believed that these creatures were not to blame for being born through an experiment, although they held a great grudge due to their constant torture. Madara. Torturing the animal teaches it to be obedient. Naruto. I can feel inside me he wants to break you. Madara. But if you do, you will destroy the entire Hyuga clan. Naruto. As such, the creatures were confined and divided into each of us. It took a while for them to trust humans again, but over time they did. The spirit of the nine-tailed fox created by you has helped me since then. Kurama is very good if you know him. Madara. You even named an experiment. It's just a spirit created to be a weapon, and a weapon should have no more than the purpose of being used. Naruto. Say what you want but you won't hurt Hinata. Madara. Certainly things have gotten complicated, but I don't have to fight with you today. In a quick movement of his hands, he would make a jutsu that would generate a mist to escape. Following that, the fog would disappear, showing everything normal. Naruto. It's better not to follow him. Kurama. Are you sure you let him escape? Naruto. Naruto. Until you finally speak. Kurama. Then. Naruto. Madara, I can't beat him alone, and I haven't mastered all your power, yet I need help. I must tell the Uchiha clan about this. Hinata. Naruto. Naruto. I'm glad you're safe. Hinata. Blushes yes. Hiashi. Cough. Naruto. Sorry. Hiashi. Don't worry, but Naruto, as the leader of the clan, I can't ignore what I've heard. Naruto. Niels, I know and I'm sorry, I can't find a way to say I'm sorry, but I couldn't reveal that I have also worked with the Uchiha clan, because the other clans might doubt it, since their reputation is problematic. Hinata. Naruto, you don't have to. Hiashi. I understand it and I think you did well, your father should have taught you that, the matter between clans is a matter of politics, and politics is also a battle where you cannot show everything instantly, so as not to overwhelm people. Naruto. Still, that doesn't excuse the fact that I lied to you. Hiashi. It's not true, to save me and my daughter I can forget the lie. Naruto. Bow's head, I appreciate it. Hiashi. From everything I have heard, the Uchiha clan no longer has anything to do with Madara, and since he is to blame for the accidents, all the blame will fall solely on him. Naruto. Then, Hiashi. As clan leader, we accept the union with the Uzumaki in addition to the Uchiha due to the previous relationship, but I have a condition. Naruto. I hear it. Hiashi. That condition belongs to my daughter. Naruto. Hey. Hinata. Father. Hiashi. Daughter, it is better to say your feelings early than late. After the wise words of her father, she reflected that she could have been murdered without telling Naruto her feelings. She could have been murdered without telling him that she loved him. The worst scenario was planted in her eyes, and she did not want that. He steeled himself. Hinata. Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto. Yes, Hinata. I like you. After the words said by Junta, Naruto quickly responded with determination. Naruto. You really love me too. After that the two quickly hugged each other affectionately. Hiashi. Smiled as a father, experiencing this moment is a joy, the moment when the family grows and my daughter's happiness develops. Naruto. And I promise to protect you. Hinata. And I to you forever. The moonlight witnessed her love and confession uniting the two that day. Hiashi. Today we gained companions and family with this event, but we have lost something important from the Hyuga clan. Her completely serious gaze turned to the horizon, knowing that Madara went for what she wanted, and surely she will get it. Elsewhere, Madara was in the location mentioned by Hiashi. A box with torn sealing papers could be seen on the floor, and the light of the moon visualized the eyes known as Tensogen. In the hands of Madara Uchiha. Madara. Now I think it's time to shake up the Uchiha clan. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown in left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.